What's up guys, it's TheGearChange here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be installing some angel eye fog lights in my Mark 6 XR4 Fiesta. I apologize if my voice is a little raspy. I've been sick the past day or so and I've been trying my best to get over it, and I was sort of debating on whether I actually made this into a video or not, but I thought why not go ahead and actually show you guys the process of how I'm going to do it. There isn't too much information on people wiring things up for these cars. I know that there is videos surrounding the headlights where people put like a sort of angel eye inside the housing, but that's not really anything I'm able to do, so I'm just going to put some matching fog lights in, same as what is in the Focus over there. So yeah, I've got everything I need, hopefully. If I need anything else, I'll just run out and grab it. So I got all my tools. Only thing I've done currently is just take the battery out, just, you know, safety first. So I'm removing that. I'm going to remove the battery sort of housing, casing, whatever you want to call it, just so I've got more space to work with. And then yeah, I'll sort of show you guys everything I've got, all the tools, and try and do as much as I can in terms of step by step showing you how to install these in your Fiesta. So yeah, let's get to it. So there is the battery there. I've just taken that out using my King Chrome toolkit. Thanks again to them for sending this out. I've used it heaps on this little Fiesta. So there's all the bolts and things. Yeah, just got some basic Repco fuses. Went to JCar and got one of these fuse taps, some wires. Now again, I would like to preface, I'm not an auto electrician. I have done an electrical course before, not too long ago, so I sort of understand the basics of it. I have done this in the Focus, as I said, in the exact same way with the fog lights, and I've set them up as like daytime running lights with the ring, and yeah, they work perfectly fine. And then I've got these little like heat shrink solder tubes. So yeah, here are the new fog lights. Didn't cost me too much. I'll have a link below as to where I got them from. So I'll take one of them out carefully. Yeah. There you go. So it's got like a ring around it basically. And yeah, I just want to set it up as like a daytime running light because the stock ones aren't too bad, but they just sort of go a bit hazy in the lens. So I thought, why not upgrade them to these? I made sure that the mounting bracket was the exact same because there was some on there that had different mounting brackets. So last night I sort of took this housing off, plugged this in and made sure it worked. And the actual light itself, I think it's a H11 socket, lit right up. So yeah, it should be pretty sweet. Just got to obviously do all the wiring for the angel eyes. So unlike the Focus, which makes it a little bit trickier, the Focus has a fuse box in the engine bay. This does not. It has a relay box right there up the back, but the main fuse box is in the passenger side sort of glove box area. I'll see if I can walk around and show you guys. We'll come for a little walk around the Fiesta. I've sort of already taken it out, or the glove box anyway, and in there is the fuse box. So I believe that sort of area there where the main wires are coming in is where I want to try and feed my wire through to do a fuse tap. So again, I'll have to double check which fuse is suitable and okay to actually do this to make sure it's safe and it works properly, because I just want it to turn on with accessories, just like in the Focus. So I'll go get the Focus's keys and I'll show you guys what they look like in the Focus so you get an idea of what they're going to look like here in the Fiesta. Alright, so these are the exact same fog lights with the same bracket here in the Focus. So I'll turn the car on, put it in accessories, and hopefully the rings should light straight up. There you go. So as you guys can see, yeah, they just turn on with accessories, so I've just put it in accessories or whatever you want to call it, and yeah, they light straight up. So anytime I'm driving around, they're pretty much on. They look really sick of a nighttime if you want to do like photos and stuff like that, and I just think it makes the car look a bit more modern having sort of ring fog lights. So yeah, just gotta manage to do it for the Fiesta now pretty much. It's just a matter of getting all the wires sorted and make sure it's all waterproofed and everything. So yeah, let's take that battery casing out and have a look at what we're working with. What I'm going to do next is quickly take out the sort of fog light surround. Now, this quite possibly has to be one of the easiest fog light surrounds I've ever seen. It well and truly is just a Phillips screwdriver head where you literally just unscrew this and then it sort of pops out from left to right carefully. So you just take this out, or it should come out carefully. Alright, there's the screw. Take that down and then you just sort of pull it towards you. Off it comes. Now, in my opinion, this is super easy. Headlights, not so much. I have done a bit of tinkering with them and they are a right pain in the ass. So it's basically the opposite to the Focus. The Focus, the headlights, it's literally just 2 screws and I think 1 or 2 tabs and you pull them forward and they come out. Yeah, nah. I don't know if it's just the way it was designed, but there's like a tab or a screw just in there. You guys probably can't see it. You might, oh no you can. Well and truly one of the stupidest things I've ever seen for a design to get a headlight out. So, but yes, so there's this. I'm probably gonna get these painted black, same as the grills, to be honest. I don't like the grey, a bit like on the Focus. I feel like it looks dated, so I will get them painted at some point. I've got to clean all this up. But yes, so here are the standard fog lights, or a standard fog light, I should say. So just take a screw out. I'll put that one in there and these 2 down the back. So it's, yeah, top left, bottom right, and then there's like 2 tabs holding it. So I'll unscrew this and she should just come on out. Alright, hopefully she doesn't drop down and smash. Cool. Right, so, and then there's a tab here on the side that you just sort of pull or push and it should come out. There we go. Alright, so there's the standard fog light. I mean, it's not too bad, but I don't know if it's just the way, maybe it's the way the lenses look, but they get a bit hazy. It was the exact same on the Focus because I had a look at them the other day. Made in Belgium, so probably better than really the ones that I'm putting in, but yeah, so that's that out of the way. So off to a side, and then the new one is pretty much plug and play again, other than the wiring. So I'll leave the little plastic on it, but the housing itself is pretty much identical. You just sort of push it in, clip it in, and then screw it up. But I'm not going to do that, not until I've sort of moved a few more things around, and I'll probably have to take these headlights out so I've got space to feed these wires. They're not very long, which is why I bought so much, to sort of, yeah, solder it together. So, but yeah, that's how you get it out. We'll see where we go from there. Now, I'm just going to take these out, as I said before, just for more space, and so I can sort of pull the wires up and through. I'm not too sure which side's going to be more difficult. I really don't know. You know, these headlights are very similar to the Focus. They're just screws on the top, but then, yeah, that one at the bottom, just quite a silly design, in my opinion. I mean, anyone who owns one of these would know. I've only owned this for a couple weeks now, so I'm still learning. You know, that's the fun part about buying cars or getting cars, is learning all their different quirks and ways in which they work. But yeah, these two, super easy on the top, pretty accessible, and the actual clipping point, sweet as. But this one down the bottom here, just very infuriating. I might actually have to go get my other mini king chrome ratchet just to sort of reach it, because it's just in such an awful spot, like down and in there. Terrible. So I'll go grab my little ratchet and I'll undo that, and then I'll show you how I sort of pull it out. I think the wiring harness is on the left side from memory, so we'll see how we go. Right, so I've got the ratchet in there. Again, pretty much little to no working room here. Yeah, this plastic tray is just a right pain in the ass. I kind of want to move it out the way, but a lot of the stuff on this car, being as old as it is, it's pretty fragile, so I'm trying my best to just, yeah, not break anything or be too rough. So let's it's just, yeah, gonna get scratched right up. But yeah, it's just some stuff like this. You just think, who on earth designed it? I mean, no one's gonna be able to steal your headlights, that's for damn sure. But it's a bit like the bonnet latch on the Focus, really. It's a security measure, but it's like, who's it keeping out? Because, you know, no one's gonna try and get into that once it's broken, or even if it works. I'll see if I can pop this out carefully, at least just on this side. Doesn't seem like it wants to come out much. It's moving a bit, but not a whole lot. There is an easier way to do this and you own a Fiesta, please tell me, because this is extremely painful. It's an awful lot of effort just to get one bolt out. It's sort of coming now. Here we go. Boom, last bolt. What a pain in the ass that is. Right, I might see if I can quickly take this grill out, just so it'll be easier on the other side as well. But yeah, well, I'll show you how to remove the headlights. Bit of a pain, bit of a wiggle mission, but we'll see what we can do. Right, so I was trying to film it, but the camera cut out. It's quite difficult to get these out, but the trick is you sort of rotate it this way on an angle and try and lift and pull it up, because the front left tab here sort of gets stuck. Again, stupid, very stupid design, really. And then up the back here, see if I can bring the camera around, is the electrical connector, and it should just come out. There you go. So, headlight out of the car, got way more space to route all the wiring. It's the same on the other side, literally no different. I've already disconnected the bolts on the other headlight, so that's out. Bolts are out on that, but I have to get rid of it, and then I'll have to take that headlight and that not headlight, fog light and fog light surround out. So once all that's out, I'll have a nice clean base. Can't get that out, the battery thing just will not move. Don't want to move too much. If anything, you know, I can just sort of lift it out the way as best as I can, and yeah, try my luck, really. There's heaps of grounding points around here, but yeah, I think the trickiest thing will be getting that wire up and into the fuse box in the interior of the car. So hopefully everything else is pretty smooth. Soon find out, I guess. So let's get these out, get this fog light bolted in, and start doing some of the wiring. Alright, so I've given this area a little bit of a clean and a wipe down, because yeah, it was pretty dirty considering, you know, the factory fog lights probably have never been taken out before. As for the connector, it's pretty simple. You just sort of line it up and it'll just sort of sit on there like that. As for the wires, I guess just tuck them through, because I'll have to put them through the other side. Make sure it's got the sort of label or logo facing upwards, and then yeah, just screw it in carefully. So that out of the way. There's that one, and then the other side. So bottom right. Oh, drop that one. Try that again. There you go. Sweet. So again, I'm probably not going to take this off or even put the surround on until I've done all the wiring to make sure it sort of works and functions properly when I turn the car on in its accessory mode. But yeah, they are pretty much a direct fit. They're pretty much the exact same size, so there shouldn't be you know, any issues with them. I'll just tuck that through. But yeah, so just a matter of putting the other one in the other side, and then I'll see if I can show you guys how to do all the wiring and all that stuff. So I got 10 meters of each, so that should be plenty to get the final result. So it is important to have an effective grounding point. So as you guys have seen, I got heaps of black and red wire. So I've just made a little piece here, just long enough to reach one of the bolts on the chassis that I can mount to. I'm basically just going to put this through, or we'll twist them together, of course, and then slide this over, and the solder should melt it together and sort of form a good enough connection. So it's the white wire down the bottom here, of course. So I'll do that now. It's a bit hard to film and sort of show you guys. I might do it on the other side where it's a bit easier. I'm using a very old lighter of my grandfather's because I don't have any other form of heat. I don't have like a normal Bic gun or a heat gun, so got to do what you got to do. It's looking a bit overcast, so I don't want to rush it, but I do want to try and get it done. So if I miss out on a few things, I do apologize. I will do my best to do like a recap in the description. And if anyone has any questions about doing this and you want to attempt it yourself, feel free to ask below and I will answer any and all of your questions. So yeah, let's get this grounded. Showing you each and every one of these wiring sort of electrical connectors with the heat is a little bit tricky considering the lighter isn't holding up too well, so I had to get some matches to sort of help it. But as you guys can see, the tube is on there. It's pretty well sealed. The solder basically melts in the middle and sort of solders the two wires together, even though I did sort of pre-twist them together. Give it like a little bit of a pull to make sure it's sort of connected and all good. On both sides, I've loosened this 13mm bolt just for a grounding point. Again, not an expert, not an auto electrician, so probably better ways to do it. But I'm just doing it this sort of way I did on the Focus that has held up for the past couple of years, hasn't had any issues. So yeah, just gonna sort of put this here and then tighten the bolt back up or wrap it around it. And then I'll have to connect that positive wire over to the other side and then go from that side into the cabin where the fuse box is. So yeah, I'll see if I can show you guys how I'm going to drag that wire across, and then obviously we'll have to see how we can feed it into the cabin. That'll probably be the trickiest part. I don't know how I'm going to get the wire and feed it through that main harness. It'll be a little bit tricky, but you know, that's what doing all this is about. So learning experience. So yeah, we'll see how we go with it towards the end. Before I apply any heat, I thought I'd show you guys how exactly I'm doing it. So, a bit hard to see, but the wires are interconnecting here in the middle. You've got a bit of sort of heat shrink on either side of each wire, and where they meet in the middle is where the solder sort of heat point is, where it will melt and bond them together. So, I've neatly got this wire here sort of running along the front of the engine. I've sort of zip tied it and made it as tidy as I can possibly make it. Hopefully I don't have to move anything else. I'm just going to sort of, once I've got this done, tuck it sort of down there a little bit so the headlight can obviously sit there. Not sure if I made it too short, too long. Tried my best to measure it as accurately as possible. The grounding point is now on, so I sort of tuck that and then tighten the bolt, and yeah, it seems to be all good. So it's just a matter of reaching this over to the other side and then grounding that side and then feeding it through. So I would show you me heating this up, but it's a bit hard and it's tight for space. I don't want to burn myself. But as soon as I finish doing it, I'll show you exactly sort of whereabouts I was heating it from left to right and tell you how long I did it for. As predicted, I nearly burnt my fingers. So yeah, a bit hard to film, but I yeah, did the top and then the bottom, sort of heat shrinked it. I might have to do a little bit more down the bottom here just to seal it. And then I melted the solder down in the middle. So yeah, just gonna sort of tuck that away there and maybe zip tie it so it's out the way, but nice and tight fit. Pretty happy with that, to be fair. Just got to yeah, do the other side and run it along. So let's see if I can show you guys quickly where I've done it. So just along here, you can sort of see the wiring. I've tried to make it sort of as neat as possible and tuck it along here, similar to the Focus, and then yeah, down in there. I've removed the horn just so I've got more access. And then I'll have to route that wire, I guess, up and under the battery and through the back there. So I'll probably have to make a pretty long piece just so I've got, you know, some excess and I can sort of play with it in case there's anything wrong, but making good progress. It's currently looking like a bit of a mess, but I've done pretty much everything all good up until this point, because the last thing is to route that wire into the cabin. Now, I decided to put the grounding wires actually behind the washer, because in front of the bolt they just weren't sitting right. So I've checked all these cables, given them a little sort of pull test, given this a pull test, so that seems all good. I've grounded this wire here, and then obviously I've connected the two here in the middle, and then added the sort of joiner, so that's all good. Plugged it in down there because I realized I hadn't plugged it in. Got to make sure it sort of avoids the horn, because the horn sits on this bracket here. But yeah, the main sort of tricks now is to get this out the way and see if I can stuff my hand up the back of there where the harness is. I might have to move this catch can thing out the way, and then yeah, see if I can figure out what I can push through there that won't damage any wires and what can actually pull this through. I think I've given it plenty, or at least more than enough to get into the cabin, and then once I get it in there, I should be able to sort of, yeah, do the fuse tap from within the car. So that's the harness there at the back. So yeah, this will be the trickiest part of the whole thing. I will try my best to film it, but I think most of it will just be me having a crack, and once I get it, I'll sort of show you guys what I did or where I did it. And then I'll have to figure out which fuse I'm going to tap into. I believe it's number 34. Yeah, I think 34 is the one I was going to tap into, or whichever one sort of powers up the little 12-volt socket. So yeah, making good progress, but yeah, this will probably stump me for a bit. Hopefully I can get it into the car, and once I get in, I can yeah, do the final sort of fuse tap, add the correct fuses, and yeah, turn the car on, and hopefully there's no error codes, no issues, and the angel eyes light up. Bit of an update for you all. So I have managed to get, it's a bit hard for you guys to see, I don't know if you'll actually be able to see it, sort of down and in there is a little tool that I've poked through underneath the main wiring harness. I had to be very, very careful, of course, that I didn't poke or break anything. I'll move this out of the way and show you guys what I'm talking about. So in here, you can see it. I've just sort of poked a little trim tool through. I was very careful, just wanted to make sure I didn't hit anything, touch anything, and yeah, it's all good. So the plan now is to get a screwdriver, stick it through because it's got a bit more length, wrap the cable around it, and pull it through, and then I'll be able to do the fuse tap here on the fuse box. So not as difficult as I actually thought it would be. It was mostly just, you know, being worrisome about the main wiring. You don't obviously want to touch it, cut it, burn it, graze it or anything like that. So yeah, I'll pull that through, and then we'll figure out which one of these we're actually gonna pop it into. We are pretty much on the home stretch of the fog lights. It has been absolute mission and a half. I apologize if I haven't shown exactly everything I've been doing. I've been trying my very, very best to. As for the grommet, yeah, couldn't poke a hole through it, so it ended up just being a matter of pulling it towards me, this big thing behind here, and tucking the wire sort of under and through. I had to push it all the way back into its sort of sitting place, obviously, for sort of water reasons, whatever, safety reasons. But yeah, the wires come through. I've got more than enough to play with to yeah, do the fuse tap. So pretty much just a matter of now figuring out which fuse I go into, making sure I've got the right fuses. If I don't, I'll just go and grab one, and then yeah, just putting the battery back in the car, turning the car on, or at least just in accessories, and seeing if the angel eyes light up. Hopefully, if I've done everything correctly, they should light up and they should look pretty snazzy. Gonna have a full LED conversion video coming soon as well for the headlights, taillights, and interior. So that should be happening in the next week or so. So definitely plenty of content on the way. So I'll show you guys the battery box because I've put it back for now. I've just sort of bolted it back in. And I've tucked the wiring sort of nice and neatly under it. So pretty happy with my wiring. I wouldn't say it's like the best in the entire world, but I'd say it's fairly neat. It's fairly tidy. It's nothing out of this world, but yeah, just going to get the fuse tap, which is sitting over there, and we'll see if we can figure out which fuse it is that we need to tap into, and yeah, we'll put the battery in and give it a test. After some fiddling around and some discovery, I've realized that fuse 34 is pretty much blank. Nothing would actually hold in there or sit in there. Again, must be a difference between this car and basically the same one over in Europe. I believe fuse 34 is an active fuse for the Fiestas over there. Anyway, got the wire crimped. Yeah, it sort of decided to hide itself up there, which isn't actually a bad thing. It sort of keeps it neat and tidy. And I've taken out what I believe is, yeah, fuse F4, fuse 4. I think that means accessories, A/C. We'll soon find out if that is true or not. I don't think that means air conditioning. Yeah, I guess, you know, who knows. Yeah, whatever. We'll see how we go. You know, if it's the wrong one, I'll just put it back. But yeah, so that's in there. Pretty much just got to put the battery back, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Yeah, so fuse 34 didn't work, and neither did the other one because I was a silly goose, and it was not AC for accessories. Shows how tight I am. That's air conditioning, of course, duh. So I've gone for fuse number 47, which is the rear wiper fuse. Now, the battery's in the car, obviously. We'll shut that. We'll come around here, and I'll plop you guys down here. I'll get the extendo stick. Plop it down. Right, so no power going to them, which is what we want. Now, if I go get the keys. And I put it in the accessories mode. They should both be on. Yep. You guys probably can't see the other side, but yeah, that is them totally lit up. So pretty happy with that. Just gonna put everything back where it needs to go, tidy it up, pull off the plastic obviously, and then I'll try and get a pretty good picture for a thumbnail. So all of the grill pieces are pretty much put back in, batteries back in, catch cans loosely back in, headlights are in. Yeah, just got to do some tidying up. I've got sort of a bunch of crap down on the floor here, as you can see. Yeah, just got to put the fog light surrounds in, and then yeah, pack everything up. So been a bit of a mission. I'd actually say that putting these headlights in and out is actually more of a pain than this entire wiring process. They are well and truly a really, really silly design, especially with that clip and the screw being behind there. Yeah, not smart thinking, in all honesty. It just busts up your hands every time you want to get access. Not looking forward to taking these back out to put LEDs in them, that's for sure. But yeah, making good progress on the Fiesta. I'm pretty happy with these. They should look quite snazzy once I go get some proper photos done. But yeah, I'll tidy all this up and then finish up the video. Let's have one final look at the newly installed Angel Eye fog lights in the Fiesta. There you have it. How good's that? You got that one there, and that one there. Really, really happy with how I went about doing that. Again, I'd like to preface, I'm not an auto electrician. I have done this on the XR5. Didn't record it for a video. Really wanted to, which is why this time around I thought, why not do it on the Fiesta? Because it's pretty much the same process. It's just that with the Focus, I use the fuse box in the inside of the car, not the outside. But pretty much the same thing. Alright, and that'll do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I tried my best to show step by step how to do it. Hopefully my voice wasn't too croaky or too irritating to listen to whilst being a bit sick, but yeah, I sort of went about doing it how I would have and showed everything I possibly could without burning my hands or stuffing something up, and so far it's working. There's no error codes, no issues, no nothing, so I'll keep a lookout in case there is anything. Just monitor the car. I mean, there wasn't in the Focus and I've had them in there for a couple of years now, so should be fine. If there is, I'll just redo it. It's not anything too crazy for me. But yeah, also wanted to let you guys know I've got new merch for the XR4, Fiesta, ST150, whatever you want to call it. I've got merch coming out and it is live on the store now if you guys want to check it out. And yeah, I appreciate the support as always, especially recently with this new acquired car. I have got some little bits and pieces coming for the Focus as well, so I haven't forgot about that. And yeah, if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers!